I know it's the end of the session and everybody wants to go home. But yeah, I won't take much of your time. Why we are talking about transformation? Because since morning till today, till this time, everyone is talking about transformation, 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 right? But why human centricity is required? So we are going to talk about it. How future is going to look. It is a lot of burnout is taking place. So research says 43% of employees are burnout, right? 21% of our employees are disengaged. They are either sitting on the fence and they are not engaged. And companies are dealing a lot with it. They have to bring something or the other to engage the employees. 50% employees are having fatigue. There's a lot of, fertility that is happening up in the organization, right? But nobody is addressing that. And 79% employees are emotionally exhausted. And this is the fact, and this is how the future looks like. But if we are not going to address today, then we are going to have a big challenge. And that's the challenge for these students who are going to come in the organization soon. But how this transformation, what we are talking about, fails. Either strategy is the way transformation is happening, it is happening at very fast stage, right? Every day there is something new that is coming up. And not in one field, but in all the aspects, right? We have women in the room and we see how cosmetic is changing every day. We are getting new brands. Targets eclipse humanity. Everyone is talking about numbers, but nobody is talking about how we are going to achieve, who is going to achieve it, what mindset that we require it. Culture lacks structure. We always talk about who is going to report to whom, but culturally how it is going to fit, nobody is talking about. But let's see. Everyone talks about what needs to be achieved. We want to achieve numbers, we want to achieve money, we want to have promotions, we want to have cars, we want to have houses, right? And then people speak about how we are going to achieve it. But nobody talks about who. And that is where a human centricity comes in. We don't see who is going to achieve those numbers. Because when we focus on who, how and what will automatically come. Since morning, we are talking about humans, their fears, their limiting beliefs, and that is where who comes in. Of course, through AI, there's a lot of fear that people are having, right? But how to deal with that fear? People have tremendous talent. So if I ask you, have you seen a 2-year-old child? How many of you have seen 2-year-old child? Yeah? How 2-year-old child looks like? Carefree, stress-free, stubborn. That table, have you seen 2-year-old child? So how child looks like? He wants to drive a car, He will sit on the steering and say, I want to drive a car. Yes? Right? He wants to jump from this stage. There will be no fear. We all are born with this potential. We all have that potential. But somewhere, we are not performing as per our potential. So there's a simple equation. Performance is equal to potential minus interference. And what this interference is? This interference is our fears, is our limiting beliefs that we are holding on. When we work on them, performance will equal to our potential. So all that what we are fearing of, AI, the change that we are seeing or will see, if we address this interference, then we can deal with anything that will come up. At any level, at any stage of your life. So this interference are the negative talks that we have about ourselves. Smallest to smallest. Why we have not got up at 6 a.m. Why I have eaten kachori today. Why I have not slept at 10 p.m. When I promised my friend, why I didn't turn up. These small conversations that we have are the negative talks. These are our interference. Limiting beliefs that we are holding on since our childhood. How beliefs are formed? Anybody? Watching, okay. How beliefs are formed? Surroundings. Everyone would have beliefs about something. For everything, I think so we have beliefs, right? For money, do we have beliefs? पैसे पेड़ पे नहीं उगते. सबने सुना है? मैंने भी सुना है. Right? Beliefs are formed when continuously something is being said to you. Repeatedly said to you. These are beliefs. Some are positive, some are negative. So if we are not able to move anything in our life, that means that we have a limiting belief about that. Emotional reactivity. We react too much. There's a difference between reaction and response. किसी ने कुछ बोला नहीं and we react. Right? And the fourth is lack of self-awareness. We don't even know what we believe, what we think, what we want. And these are all our interferences. When we work on them, then our potential is equal to our performance. So just reflect where all that you are stuck, where all that you are having fear. And then think out of these 4 boxes what you are holding on. When we have fear, we try to control the outside world. When we have insecurity, we do micromanagement. And you can see wherever, organizations, leaders do micromanagement. When you have judgment inside you, you will always blame outside world. When you have awareness, then you can trust the outside people. So it's very important, whatever that you are having in your outside world, it's a reflection of the inside world that you're holding on. And when we talk about transformation, transformation cannot happen until and unless the inner world is not transformed. And that's where the human centricity comes in picture. But how do we achieve this? The way organizations are changing, the way environment is changing, how do we do this? So there's a design intervention rather than motivation, because motivation will last only for hours. When it's been designed as per the requirement, it lasts. And there are 3 steps to do that. One is first, diagnose. Where are we bleeding? Are we bleeding with our self-awareness? Are we bleeding with the limiting beliefs that we are holding on? Where are we bleeding? And are we only focusing on numbers and we are not focusing on who is going to achieve the numbers? Because when a person comes in the organization, he comes whole. He or she doesn't come half. So as a manager, as a leader, it's our role that how we are taking this. Second is enabling them by helping them to identify their interferences. Because until and unless we don't help them to identify their internal interferences, then performance will not be equal to their potential. The person who is fearless, the person who is courageous. And the last is reinforcement. Make them accountable. It's a hand-holding process that we follow. The training will happen, the training will go. But the transformation takes time. And that is where the regular interaction, the accountability comes in. So we enforce behavior through accountability, helping them to change, because एक छोटे से बच्चे को देखा है, जब वो चलना सीखता है तो वो गिरता है, वो 100 बार गिरता है, लेकिन उसको उठाता कौन है? There's some mother, father, caregivers. And that's the role of a leader, to hold the person, because we will fall. When there will be change, we will fall. And when we are talking about interference that we are holding on for years, we will fall again and again. So unlock your potential. Release negative thoughts, patterns, and limiting beliefs. Build resilience to bounce back. From setback to thrive in uncertainty. Enhance emotional intelligence. The more you know about your emotions that you're dealing with, you will be able to help others. You will be more self-aware. And the ability to manage your own emotions. Engage in more authentic and compassionate conversations. That is what is required for it. The leadership shift, when it will happen, it will shift from the judgment mindset to more aware being. From reactive to response. And from surviving to thriving. Because you have already dealt with their inner beliefs, their inner talks. And that is what is required today. So the future of work will not only be defined by AI or automations, it will be defined by emotional agility and conscious leadership. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.